We had a storm roll through. We get 8 millimeters of rain in 1 hour yesterday. And we got another 2 millimeters of rain outside of that, so we had a full 10 millimeters of rain yesterday. I'm going to pull up this arugula here and give it to the hens. This is one way of cutting down your feed bill, of course. Get extra space, or as things bolt, you can pull it up and give it to your hens. You always know when I come out, so as soon as the rooster hears me, he starts crowing. Morning, rooster. Got some arugula for you. They have feed there, so they're not hungry. But I'm going to pull up the rest of that now and bring it all in. They'll have quite a few greens. How much can you see them there? They just molted. It was a few days they were given very few eggs, but yesterday I got 8 eggs and the day before I got 6, so they're coming back on stream now. See, there's quite a few things the hens like. Mallow, which is a very pretty flower and mainly for the pollinators, but when the flowers fade I can pull up that stuff and bring into the hens. Amaranth, they like that. Of course they like turnip greens. Wild buckwheat, they like that stuff. Holy smoke. I tell you, after a lot of heat and dry, and then you just get a storm and the weeds just whoosh. It wasn't near this bad yesterday. Clover being another one. I was looking for the lamb's quarter, but I can't really see it. I think they will also, I don't know yet, but they might eat the name has escaped me, but they'll probably eat that as well. And that grows into a really big plant. A sleeping bee. But basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to give them that arugula today, and then tomorrow morning I'll go through and I'll take up a whole bunch of the weeds and bring to them. Borage was the name I was looking for. Surprise, surprise, I lost that one, but they like that. And of course the lamb's quarter, that can get to be fairly large as well, right? And you can feed it to them. I'm going to take up all the amaranth that's around and not let it go to seed out here, because I'm just going to try to cultivate that up there and see how big I can get it to grow, and then just consider it a weed anywhere else. As I'm doing my walkabout, I found there was a female flower here, and there was an open male flower. That's what that's from. So I pollinated that one just now. So the first female flower on the vegetable marrow squash has been pollinated. July the 26th. See, that bed of carrots now is doing excellent. Remember, it was just so scraggly and small, and I got the mulch put on it now, and it's just coming right along. Cherries are getting ripe. I won't have near as many as I had last year, but still quite a few. I've got to trim off these lower branches. But I love cherries, and that's another tree to get growing. And if I'm trimming the branches, you see all this new growth? Maybe each one of these new growths, I should find a way to poke them in soil somewhere and see if they'll take root. So I got to plan on where I'm going, what soil I'm going to poke them in, and what kind of pot or whatever, before I actually do the trimming here. I'm putting the grass clippings around all the bushes, as I said. There's the seaberry, and starting with the currants, I've got to clear out the grass here. Basically, I've got to sit down and pick it out before I put clippings in around there. But once the clippings are there and you get a pile of clippings up, then it's easier to pull out the weeds and get it clear. And that one, and that one. This is the red currant. I harvested from here already, and I just left a few for the birds. I got a picture of that when it was full of currants. I've been coming along testing these, and don't know why it's colored like that, but oh well. I'm seeing, and they're still hard. I think they're supposed to be, here's the tag down there, you see. They're supposed to be a reddish color when they're ripe. They have to go in to their final home come fall. Man, they're growing. The honey locust is starting to come along as well, but the red mulberry and these black locusts, I decided where I'm going to put these few black locusts, so it's okay. I got a spot for them, and I have a spot for 10 of those, and if my memory serves me correctly, there's like 20 or 24 something there. These are coming along quite well. Look at how it's all wrapping together there. Nice and soft and furry, eh? The leaves are on these. I think this is going to do really good, and as I said before, it's one of those things that you can chop right back, dig up the root ball, and move it to wherever you want and plunk it down again, and it'll grow. I got some sticks and mulch put around this one. A Carolina allspice. That is the color it's supposed to be, a light yellow like that. So it's coming along just excellent there now. White currant looking kind of floppy here this year. I think I'm going to have to put a ring around it to hold them up, and I don't know, I'm looking among it to see if I should clear out any canes. So how well are they? Yeah, I could probably harvest them now. See, as I was saying, since we had rain, it's up above the outflow there now. But then down in the other pond, you see the water is backed up somewhat. The low bush blueberries are starting to get ripe. It'll be another couple of weeks yet, I guess, before I'm out actually picking among these. Been a while since I've been up here by this apple tree. It's had quite a few apples on it, but of course nothing like the blossoms. As I said, not all the blossoms will come to anything, but it doesn't seem like it's got too much of a load of apples on it, so all of these apples may actually grow to full size. So you see that flower there. I'll zoom over to the, that's a butterfly flower. Don't remember the name of it. I don't think it's a milkweed. It's something else. But the butterflies love these flowers. And so if you can get them to grow wild, they may be as good as growing milkweed if you're interested in protecting any endangered butterfly species. You see the water flowing out down there pretty good now. This will stay moist for a long time, even if the sun does come back and we have warm weather again. Shasta daisy out in full bloom. You know, I was thinking something about this two grapevines here. You know how they make hedgerows over in the UK? Fedge, food edge. If I let this grow out, okay, and the grapes, they flower further back, but in early August, I take and I chop it back, all of this growth here, chop it back, and then the grapes that's growing inside will get sun and ripen. I'm wondering if that's a good idea and you just have a mound of greenery going along rather than having a fence to tie it to. That's what I'm thinking right now. You see those pink flowers there, that's oregano. Cut it back behind the oregano there. This is the only rose bush I really have that needs some serious attention. And you see the old canes there. I gotta cut them out, I can cut this rose bush back a long ways now because it's got a lot of old canes on it. And then next year it'll be a little smaller bush, but it'll be just loaded in flowers. So you remember the cherry tree here that grew up, and it did put out some flowers, but it didn't produce anything, and it wasn't the right one. It grew up from the rootstock of what that stick is. And I was looking at the red mulberries, and I was wandering around thinking of where I would plant one, and I thought I could plant one of the red mulberries up right there, but he's awful close because there's a sugar maple one right there, right? And mulberries, they spread so far, I think he's too close to that sugar maple for that. So I was poking around and I cut down that tree because I didn't want it to grow, and I was hoping that the little bit that was growing out from this stick would force it to grow there. And that wasn't coming, but I was looking around, and then I noticed this little bit here. So I traced it back, way back, and just there at ground level, it is coming out of this stick. It's not below the graft. I think the graft is down further than that. So this thing is, I assume, a plum tree. Because knowing me, I would have put plum, cherry, plum, and where the other one was, a cherry. I think that's that stick way over there. I waited a while so that the hens could eat what I gave them, and now it's after lunch and I cleaned out the rest of the weeds. I had been using the lawnmower, so the batteries weren't full, but I got enough clippings to do this far, and now tomorrow I'll just do a bit and finish off the rest of it there. Don't know if I pointed this out already. The golden pearls, they're starting to really perk up, Like, I mean, that whatever flea or whatever it is, it's still got holes in them, but really perking up and putting on a lot of flowers. This one don't have so many flowers. There's flowers buds right there, but all three of them are really perked up. Hey, who knows? We might get a good harvest from them yet. This is a mint of some sort. I didn't plant it. It smells like spearmint. I'm collecting some mints to make a tea. I make a pot of tea and then I put it in the fridge so I have a iced tea. It's usually lemon balm, but I'm running low on lemon balm weeds and I removed the ones from that other bed. So I got mostly spearmint in there. There's some catnip and some lemon balm. So the knotty trees, those knotty spruce that I'm going to cut down, I need to make some raised beds so that I can have my herbal teas right here and they not get away on me and cause problems with other plants. I did that weeding thing that some people do. Now we've got a before and after. See what happens when you don't give your squash plants enough light, eh? They need to be in full sun. Should have taken up the arugula earlier, but hindsight's 2020. There's another female flower there that I pollinated. Got some more leaf mold mulch around the onions. It was just barely a skim of mulch left there, and so I mowed that the rest of those leaves and put around here. Even weeded out most of the weeds in among the garlic. Last year I harvested garlic at the 4th of August. I might wait till the 10th this year, I don't know. It looks like there's the first 2 leaves have turned brown on some of them. Once again, you can see the onions are actually starting to grow quite nicely. That's a squash over there that come up on its own, so I don't know what that is, but I have a very well mulched now. This cucumber, bush crop, is starting to flower really well. Now, those carrots. I don't know what's beneath, but according to the tops, there should be some big carrots down there. I'm going to pull up this one. Not much of a carrot there right yet, but I'll leave them and let them grow on. Jacob's cattle, this is. You see, you got the bean pods coming along. I guess that squash in there should be flowering anytime soon. So many bees around here. All cleaned up. Pods are drying on the mustard plants. Everything going good. There is still strawberries growing on these. And the number of runners is putting, especially look at this one over here. So both of these beds will be right full of strawberry plants next year. Looks like the corn that was pollinated is coming along fairly well. That's exciting. Along with the sugar beets. Thinking of planting something here, but the only thing I know I can plant here that I might get a harvest from is salad greens. So I'm saying, well, maybe I'll just put in some seed of lettuce and spinach in that and see what comes of it. I brought that arugula up to the hens, and then I was feeling inspired and It took me actually over a day to go through that entire bit area and weed it all out. When I got the video together, I realized I had 4 more minutes, so I decided I'd give you a little quick walkthrough. So that's the sunny plot, how it's going now. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I sure hope you'll come back for the next one, and I'll see you then.